Welcome to another 10-minute episode of Everything Sports with Aman and Evan. I'm your host, Evan Garber, and today we're going to be recapping a crazy NFL Week 14 in which every single game had playoff implications. We'll get it started with Patriots versus Steelers. Thursday Night Football. Patriots winning that one 21-18. Zappy looked really good out there with 3 touchdowns and 240 passing yards. Great game. We'll see if he can continue that and secure his spot as a starter on that team. Steelers offense, they look pretty lackluster, honestly. They couldn't get much going on the ground, and once that team can't get much going on the ground and is forced into passing situations, that team struggles a lot because although the defense has been keeping them in games like they did in this one. Jets-Texans, Jets winning it 30-6. Completely dominant performance for the Jets. Of course, CJ Stroud left the game early in the fourth quarter, possibly the concussion, but Jets were up 27-6 at that point, so it's pretty much over. And CJ struggled a lot. He had 10 for 23, only 91 passing yards, and the Jets D-line played a big part in that, honestly, because Jets D-line, they had 5 sacks, 6 QB hits, and 6 TFLs. Great performance for the Jets. Ravens versus Rams, arguably the best game of the week, arguably the game of the year so far. Ravens winning that overtime thriller, 37-31. Both teams going 3-and-out in overtime, but Tylan Wallace returning that punt for 76 yards to the house to win it for the Baltimore Ravens. And Lamar looked an absolute great performance, MVP type performance out there. 316 passing yards, 70 rushing yards, and 3 passing touchdowns. Gonna need that from Lamar if this team wants to win the Super Bowl, which he has proven so far. This team is very legit, and they are now in sole possession of the 1 seed in the AFC after the Dolphins losing that game. We'll get the Dolphins a little bit later. But Saints-Panthers. Saints winning that one 28-6 as we expected. They completely dominated that game. Panthers, of course, looked pretty bad as always. The worst team in the NFL. The Saints defense, they really won this game for them as they got a block punt for a touchdown, a strip sack, and 4 sacks. Very dominant game for the Saints team that looks to battle for that very interesting NFC South. We'll see if they can get that 1 seed, or sorry, that top spot in the NFC South. Bengals versus Colts. Bengals winning that 34-14. Browning looked very good out there. The Colts offense, honestly though, they were decent, but they couldn't get much going on the ground without JT, and they couldn't put up many points. That was the difference in this game. And Browning, he looked pretty good, spreading the wealth among his wide receivers, going 18 for 24 with 275 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. What a great performance for Drake Browning. We'll see if he can try to keep the Bengals afloat, although they're probably pretty much out of it at this point. Buccaneers-Falcons. This is the battle for the NFC South, the worst division in the NFL. Buccaneers winning that one 29-25 and now lead the NFC South, like I said. The Buccaneers offense made some big plays out there, which ended up being the big difference. Despite Ritter outperforming Mayfield, Ritter had an absolutely amazing game, but Rashad White was a big problem for that Falcons defense, getting 102 rushing yards this game, despite Ritter having an amazing performance. We'll see if Ritter keeps this going though, because they definitely needed this for the Falcons if they do want to win that very bad division. Browns versus Jags. Browns winning that one 31-27. What an absolutely great game that was as well. Flacco looked amazing out there. Somehow looked like he somehow found some new life. 311 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. And the big difference in this game was T-Law's interceptions. 3 interceptions for T-Law, which is not what you need if you're on the Jaguars. Definitely need to clean that up if this Jaguars team doesn't want to go deep in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs at this point. Bears-Lions. Bears winning it 28-13. Absolutely insane performance for the Bears. Lions, they have been struggling the past 2 weeks, so this is a pretty big issue for them. They are down to the 4th. They're down to the 3 seed right now, but they're gonna have to get a tough matchup probably in that wild card round. So they do need to pick things up and try to get that 1 seed, which is not out of reach just yet. Lions, they couldn't get much going offensively. Goff threw 2 picks and Glasgow fumbled. Those are really the big differences in this game. The 49ers Seahawks. 49ers winning that one 28-16. And now Drew Lock looked pretty good out there, honestly. I thought Drew Lock might end up winning that game at the beginning because he looked pretty solid. Kept the Seahawks close, and I figured the Seahawks might come out second half and just completely dominate. But no, the Niners, like they always do, they completely dominate second half. Drew Lock threw 2 interceptions in the second half, which was really the big difference. And Ayuk, CMC, and Debo all dominated offensively. 49ers offense is absolutely crazy. They all had 120 plus yards in this game. And the 49ers now clinch their first ever, the 49ers clinch the first playoff berth this year in the NFL. Vikings Raiders, that was just a really bad game. I don't really know what else to say. Vikings winning that game 3-0. Of course, yeah, Jefferson get hurt. We'll see if they are back next week. Jefferson probably not. It seems like considering he went to the hospital and everything. Jacobs should be back. Jefferson, most fantasy guys need him to be back, like especially including me. So we'll see if Jefferson comes back. Bills Chiefs. Bills win the one 20-17. And all I have to say is Kadarius Toney was clearly offside. I don't really know what Patrick Mahomes is complaining about. It was very obvious. If you say otherwise, I think you're pretty crazy. Kadarius Toney was clearly past the line of scrimmage. Broncos Chargers. Broncos win the one 24-7. The Broncos finally look pretty good. They keep on rolling. Second place in the AFC West now, and they're in a 6-way tie for the AFC wildcard. And of course, in the game, you had Herbert now out for the season with a fractured right index finger. That's pretty big loss for the Chargers, although they probably won't make the playoffs anyways. The Broncos, they keep on rolling. We'll see if they can somehow sneak into the playoffs. Cowboys versus the Eagles. Cowboys win that game 33-13, completely dominating that game. The Eagles now lose back-to-back key games, of course, against the Niners and now the Cowboys, and they're now in that wild card spot, no longer in the NFC East lead. The Cowboys now lead the NFC East. Eagles definitely need to bounce back soon. They got some tough games, but mostly an easy schedule from now on. We'll see if they can bounce back and win that NFC East. Titans Dolphins. Titans win that one 28-27. That was an absolutely great game yesterday, Monday Night Football. Will Levis was absolutely great in those last 2 drives, leading 2 touchdown drives to get the win, 28-27 over the Dolphins. Dolphins, of course, they lost Tyreek Hill early in that game. Got Tyreek Hill back, and the offense looked so much better with Tyreek Hill out there, but they could not do enough without Tyreek Hill in order to win this game. So I think the Dolphins will be fine, despite this tough loss, but it is a pretty big loss for them, as they do not have the 1 seed now in the AFC. In the last game, Giants-Packers. Giants win the one 24-22. What an absolute insane game that was as well. DeVito led an amazing drive to set up the field goal to win it. He connected with Robinson for a 32-yard pass, and then 38 seconds left, and then Bullock making the field goal at the end, 37 yards as time expired to win that game. Now the Packers, they look like they could have had a chance to make some noise, get in the playoffs, but without a loss, it's not looking great for them. I'll look at the playoff picture a little bit here. Of course, we have the Niners now in the 1 seed in the NFC. Cowboys 2 seed, Lions 3 seed, and the Bucks now in the 4th seed, leading the NFC South. Eagles, Vikings, and Packers as the playoff team, or as the wildcard teams. But on the bubble, you do have the Rams, who have been playing some pretty good football. We'll see if they can get in the spot. You got the Seahawks, who desperately need to win next week after 3 tough losses, honestly. So we'll see if the Seahawks can bounce back. And then the Falcons, Saints, they're, of course, in the battle for their division, but otherwise, those are the playoff teams fighting for a playoff spot, it seems like, at this moment. And the AFC side, of course, you have the Ravens taking over the 1 seed, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars leading their divisions as well. And then wildcard teams being the Browns, Steelers, Colts, who are all, the Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals are all tied at 7-6. So that wild card race will be absolutely insane. Oh, Bills as well, they're tied with them as well. And then Chargers, Raiders, and Jets and Titans are all 2 games out. of those teams, so they're probably out of it at this point. But we are set for an absolutely insane end of the season. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think will make the playoffs? And down below, and comment who you guys think will win Super Bowl.